This is high maintenance work. Okay, but they need you when they need you. Having little shoots in there, but you can see that center one just popping out. Then where do we cut it back to? You can cut it back there. You can cut it back there. Where it's been pinched back, we need to go in there and select that. Otherwise, this is what happened. As much as a lot of people, they love the look of a Japanese maple. There's a little spider there. Okay. Japanese maple, actually a coral bark Japanese maple. We have used these trees in the previous videos. The one with the twisty trunk to it and with the scar at the back. Now this is in the southern hemisphere. We are 1st of September? Well, yeah, so right in the beginning of spring. So you can see they are beginning to wake up and begin to emerge with a lot of their growth. As much as a lot of people, they love the look of a Japanese maple. I have a confession to make. I don't like them that much at all. Because of their growing pattern. We need to really learn about how they grow and really learn to work with it. In our climate, they are very susceptible to insects and disease, aphids in the spring, powdery mildew in summer, scale, a lot of different insects. And because of their larger leaf and very thin and very delicate, every single season that I've grown them, they always get burned in the heat of the summer here in Melbourne. Because often our weather is very mild, therefore the foliage are adapted to the mild weather. But we can get a 40-degree day here and there, and that will just burn the tree. Despite the efforts to keep them under shade and keep them well watered, but the temperature is just too extreme for them. So they're definitely not the easiest one in my climate, but we can still grow nice trees from them. Now, as far as what we do in the springtime, spring is pinching time for all your maples. And I'll show you why. Often with maple branches, the importance of internodes cannot be overlooked. And I cannot overstress the importance of maintaining the internodes. So when the new shoots come down from the trunk, come out, often it has two little leaves, and next shoot will come out like that. Next shoot will come out like that. So once it's shot out like that, we just discussed earlier, nothing will grow in between these two distances. Okay, nothing will grow in between there. So the task to do at these early stages will be, as the foliage is extending, having little shoots in there, but you can see that center one just popping out. We need to nip it off. If you let it grow, you become like that, two more, and that has ruined it. So we need to nip that tip straight out at the beginning. Remove it. Once we remove that tip out, these two little leaves, you can have multiple branching coming out. All right, so that nipping is the first step. Once this emerge, we need to go back in and pick the two best branches to come out. And then you get that, then you're gonna nip again. All right, and often that's it for the year. So the pinching of that center out is the first step. Second step is once a new branch come out, we're going to go at it one more time. And that's roughly 2 or 3 weeks after we pinch that center one out. So springtime is a very, very busy time to work on maples. Now let's see that in practice. What does that mean? What happens when you do and what happens when you don't? All right, this one here is definitely one that I have paid a bit more attention to. All right, so you can see this branch here. Okay, that's roughly 1.5 centimeters. And you can see that's roughly 1 centimeter. That's half a mil. Okay, that has stretched out a little bit. Okay, but all this is within 1 to 2 centimeters still within my acceptable distance. But then the job to do here will be to, you can see that center one leaf, that center one has to be pinched right out. Otherwise, it will stretch out. Okay, so we need to pinch them back. So you can see there's between these two leaves, there's a branch in the center, ready to go. So we need to pinch that one out too. Okay. That's too early, we can't do it just yet.
Why is that one too early?
Because it hasn't opened up yet. You can see, you can't really see the clear distinction between two leaf and one center one. It hasn't even opened up. So this is something to do tomorrow. Okay, this is something to do tomorrow or in 2 days' time.
Right.
And okay, here's a perfect example to show you. Can you see the distance between the new buds? This new bud, it has stretched out from there to here. All right, so this happened in the last 2 days.
Wow.
Like today is Monday. I wasn't here on the weekend. This wasn't here on Friday. Now in the last day, it has stretched out. So we just learned that nothing ever will grow from there. So all we could do is pinch that center one back. But the damage has done. If you compare that to this one on top, it hasn't stretched out because we pinched the center one out. That will stay in that distance. All right, that one there, you can see we had pinched that one out early enough. That will stay, the distance will stay there. A new branch will come out from there. But that, yeah, has already elongated, too late. Okay. All right, so that's why springtime, I never find the time to go around to pinch them every day and do this to hundreds of them. We can never keep up. All right, so we are asking the volunteers to help us with this. This time of year, starting today. Leonie is out there doing a fantastic job, but she couldn't keep up. There's something that she pinched last week, and today there's a lot more coming out. So this whole 2 weeks, all the volunteers will be just pinching, keeping them tight. Now, I'll show you what happened when they have stretched out. This is last year from here to here. Didn't get pinched back, so you can see that distance has come out. So this year, we will need to pinch them back. But you can see by doing so, we're still left with that, right? So that's last year, that's this year. So really the best thing, we just established earlier, as the branching gets closer to the tip, the internodes need to be tighter. That's quite long, and that will never change. The only thing will be to cut it off and wait for new buds to emerge. There's a little spider there. Okay. But as the new buds emerge, if we don't pinch them back, we repeat the same issue.
Yep.
All right, so this is a very time-consuming, but we really need to dedicate time to do this in early spring. All right, so it's not that they are hard to look after. They require a lot of our attention right now. All right, so but once we have pinched this back, everything slows right down. But then the next step will be to make sure that with the multiple shoots coming from where it's been pinched back, we need to go in there and select them. Otherwise, this is what happened. It's been pinched back. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 branching there. And that's what happened. Once you pinch back, multiple shoots come out. We've got to going back there now and remove multiple ones, keeping just the 2.
Which ones are you more likely to remove in that situation?
Again, I'm just, in removal of those extra shoots, we are just in consideration of the space or whatever is around it. We want to make sure that whatever we left has the space to grow into. So I'd remove the one that's growing up, growing down, because this is in the apical region. So we're keeping those ones grow slightly upwards. That one there, no internodes, stretch out, comes off. That one there, again, longer internodes, cut off. We'll replace with these 2. Okay. All right, so this is high maintenance work. Okay, but they need you when they need you. If you don't do this right now, this is what happened. This is a tree. Okay, that hasn't had that much work done to it. But the result is, can you see in the apical region, the lumpiness? Can you see that? There's probably 10 branches from one spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was just cut back. Well, it was cut back without the follow-up removal of the extra shoots that come through. All right, so now the damage is done. And that's quite big already, that region with extra branches come out. We pinch and we cut, multiple shoots come through. We did not do a follow-up removal or shoot selection of what has come out. And we have formed this ugly lump in that region. And they're not going to grow thinner now. All right, so even if we cut multiple shoots back to just the two, the lump, the knuckle has already formed. So we can only remove this right now. But this could have been avoided had we take the time to pinch and to shoot select afterwards. But too late now. We're gonna get rid of that. All right, so we'll then wire some one of these up to be a new apex. Same thing here. This is up the top region. Again, long shoots. We'll cut them back to those two little shoots. Then go in there and pinch away that center bud. That's why you gotta get a pair of tweezers and to do this work. Now, this region too, can you see that this one here too? This is what I mean by if you just cut it back, just as a hedge cut, you get this lumpiness from the top. All right, and then we just said earlier, what makes a tree looks mature is the twigginess towards the tip. That's definitely not it. Then where do we cut it back to? You can cut it back there. You can cut it back there. All right, so in this case, that's getting long too. Yeah, that one there, so that one comes off. Nothing will grow from there again, so we cut that off. So I'm considering going back to this one here. Back to that one. All right, so this will wire it out this way, but that's still quite big and quite large and getting out up high on the tree. Luckily, we still have that one there further in. Okay, we have that one there, short internodes. So this is a great branch to begin with. So we'll cut back to that one. We'll replace it with that. So we can see by removal of branches like that, by removal of that, we actually create better, shorter internode, better branching, better taper into a tree. All right, so this is what you guys will probably call it addition by subtraction. So we have added something better to the trees by removal of the big long branches. All right, so the internodes on that is nice. The internodes on that is too long already. Cut off. No internodes at all. Cut off. No internodes at all. Cut off. All right, so you'll be then pinching the center out. Pinching the center out. All right, so a tree like this, really all I'm looking at is the thickness of the branch and what I can replace it with, and also the internode distance. Therefore, we do not want to repeat this procedure year after year, because once we didn't do the work, they stretch out, long internodes, bigger branch, we cut it back. Next year, do it again, cut it back. Each year, we're not building, we're not adding, we are just removing the rubbish. But then we could have turned those long, unused branches into something a lot tighter had we just come along and pinch in time. So this week or two is very pivotal if you are training your Japanese maple. Just spend the time out there every day. Don't skip a day. Every day, pinch them back, pinch them back. A tree, once I pinch it back today, I need to look at it again tomorrow, because those hasn't opened up today, would have opened up tomorrow. All right, and then we'll do it a week or two, and after it's all settled down, you can leave it alone and just watch it. But then the two leaf will turn into multiple branches. Then we got to come back and choose select. Okay, we might do a follow up on that in time to see. Okay, now we pinch back. Now what happens? But now it's a time to come through and cut away a lot of the longer branches. No internodes. That one there, no internodes.
I guess
Yeah.
the bigger branches, you could have done that in winter.
We could have removed it. Yeah, the removal of the bigger branches in winter, yes. Japanese maple, they can bleed quite a lot, but I can tell right now, I've made those cuts, the tree is not bleeding at all. It's not bleeding at all. Sometimes we make a cut, it's bleeding, like we can just see water dripping out. But it's not. And I wonder whether that has a lot to do with because the tree is in leaf already. So all the water is coming to the leaf already. But when I can definitely recall by cutting them back earlier in the season, if I cut them back in the winter time, they can bleed quite a lot straight away. Yeah, so whether that has anything to do with the timing with it, as I said, maybe I didn't say this. I'm still learning about how to deal with it. They're definitely not my favorite tree, but I know the issue that they can cause. Removal of branching, we often have been advised maybe to do it in late late winter, early spring, just to prevent the heavy loss of moisture, the bleeding happening. But seeing that I've cut it, it's been like 5 minutes, not any bit of moisture coming through. So perhaps removal of big branches. I would really, when I would say big branches, they are really not big. But in terms of the tree, they are big cuts. We're talking about big cuts. All right, I would still say that in that case, early spring while the tree is leafing out could be a good time to do it because the foliage is drawing away a lot of the water. It's not as if the tree has no outlet. The tree is in the winter time still dormant. You make one cut, well, that's where the water will go to. But right now the tree is dispersing its energy, the water everywhere through the foliage. Then that's probably a better time to make those big cuts because actually they're not bleeding at all. All right, but really all I'm doing is longer shoots, longer internodes, and thicker branches will come off. One of the reasons why a tree like this pushes out a lot of long, strong, vigorous shoots in the beginning is because this tree really is a young tree. It doesn't really have a lot of branchings on the tree. Therefore, that's all it does. So all the energy from the roots, they are ready to go. Therefore, springtime, yeah, that's take off, and then it pushes out. Whereas if you can imagine this is a much older tree with 10 times more branching in place, hundreds more buds in place, the new shoots come through wouldn't be as much as this, wouldn't be as vigorous as each one of those. Therefore, they are a lot simpler as you multiply in the branching amount, and they won't be as vigorous as a younger tree like this. Okay, so when you're first setting up, this seems like a lot of work. But as the tree matures and you have multiplied the branching amount and the new shoots, they will come out a lot more less vigorous, and it wouldn't be like this. So it seems like a lot of hard work now, but it does slow down over time. Hence, I stress the importance to not feed your tree. We do not feed our maples in early spring at all, because we're just adding to the problem, the issues, and the fertilizer will just add to the longer length in the tree. So we don't want that in a tree that's in refinement. If this is a tree you're still wiring, you're still thickening up, getting height, getting thickness, then that's not a big issue. But when it comes to beginning to refine the tree, we do not want to do that because that's counterproductive to what we want to achieve. Okay.